Hello everyone and welcome to week 9 of the TBL. Your New York Empoleons had a tough luck loss last week and we are back to 4-4, back to 500, but still in 4th in the division, still in a place to get into the playoffs. So hopefully these last 2 weeks we can put in the work and get it done and get into the playoffs. Our likely playoff opponent is as likely as not going to be the St. Louis Charizards here that we are playing this week. We beat them last time. So we do have a good track record against Hef, but I don't know what's going to happen in the future. Obviously, every match is different. So his team: Landorus Therian Form, Tapu Fini, Lucario Azelf, Delmise Araquanid, Cofagrigus, Ditto, Zebstrika, Murkrow, and Mega Charizard X. Now, this is much the same team, if not exactly the same team, as last time we played him. And so some of the Pokemon that I'm using worked really well last time, and I really want to give them another chance. Obviously, that one Pokemon that worked really well last time was Jolteon, but other things had their job, and one of those was New York the Empoleon. This is exactly the same set as last time. I rarely do this, but I figured this time it was actually going to be a good idea. It is going to be rocking Max Attack, Adamant Nature, with Defiant in case his Landorus T comes, or in case his Araquanid sets up Sticky Webs, and it's going to have Earthquake, Liquidation, Knockoff, and Rock Slide. I did want to have Aqua Jet on it last time. I did sort of miss that, but I still think Liquidation makes a lot of sense here, so I'm going to go with that instead. And I do think that this will put in the work again this week. It did manage to do something last week. It was the only thing aside from Jolteon that managed to put in some real damage and stuff. So that's what we're going to start with. Now next up is Cradilly. Cradilly actually got a kill last week, and we are going to be, not last week, last time we played Hef. We are going to be changing out one move on the Cradilly, but otherwise it's the same set as last time. So Rock Slide, Seed Bomb instead of Toxic, Stealth Rock, and Recover. We are not going to be running Toxic this week. It's going to be max defense, impish nature with max HP as well, and it's going to have Rock Slide and Seed Bomb, which will cover the Fini in case he does bring it this time, and I just don't necessarily see him doing the same thing with the Cofagrigus he did last time. It didn't work, and I do have other answers to it if that does come in, so I don't need the Toxic as much on this thing. In fact, speaking of not having the Toxic on my Cradilly, we have Jet the Scolipede, same nickname, but different set this time, Chartiberry. Rock Slide, Mega Horn, Toxic. Instead of Toxic Spikes, we're just going to run Toxic this time and Protect as well. Chartiberry will allow me to take a Rock type hit, which is really good against things like the Charizard or the Landorus, which could have a Rock type move, or Lucario, in order to hit this super effectively. Max Attack, Adamant Nature with 204 speed. 204 speed is going to allow it to outspeed just about everything, and especially the Charizard after it Dragon Dances if I can get that Protect. So we do have an answer to that in this. Rock Slide, it was Rock Slide or Earthquake. I thought about it, but I really didn't have a justification to go with Rock Slide, Earthquake over Rock Slide in favor of the Ditto possibly coming, the Murkrow, the Araquanid, and the fact that it still hits Charizard and hits Landorus. So that's why I did that. Mega Horn, obviously, really powerful stab, but we do remove the Z move from this. And you'll actually notice that this week we don't have a single Z move, so that'll be interesting this week. First week I'm not going to bring a Z move. Next up we have Static Shock, the Jolteon with the Flame Orb Quick Feet. I mean, this thing put in work last time. Volt Switch, Shadow Ball, Hidden Power Ice, and Magnet Rise. Now, I did get rid of the Synchro Noise that I had last time. I don't think that's necessarily the right move this time. So we're going to go with a Modest Nature, 140 speed, 116 HP, but Magnet Rise this time in order to handle things like the Landorus or the Mega Charizard if it has to. Now, obviously, it doesn't really want to handle those Pokemon, but it can. Landorus is going to get bopped by Hidden Power Ice. He did have Yachi, so I do have to watch out for that. And Shadow Ball is there for things like the Cofagrigus, the Azelf, etc. Now the Ditto, if it does come, that was one thing the Synchronize was for before, but I did take that off, so we are going to have to watch out for that. But he won't have Volt Absorb, and he won't have Quick Feet, so we'll still outspeed him. Or he won't have Quick Feet active. Next up, we have Ina with the Latias. She's going to be Choice Scarfed again. Last week, I misplayed with my Latias, and I can't believe I did that because I love Latias. I know how to use it, and I should have just switched into it on the Como-O. Anyway, we're past that. Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, Psychic, Dragon Pulse, max special attack, but Timid Nature with 180 speed allows to outspeed Mega Charizard X, and with a Scarf allows to outspeed Mega Charizard X even after one Dragon Dance. The same thing that we did last week with Como-O, but this time with Charizard. And Ice Beam, I mean, the coverage there is pretty obvious as far as what it's going to get, and I think this thing is pretty standard, but it's going to put in a lot of work this week. And lastly, we have Girahim. Girahim, the Mega Absol, is going to be Ice Beam, Stone Edge, Sucker Punch, and Pursuit. Max Attack, Adamant Nature, but not Adamant, Naughty Nature, to make sure it doesn't lower the special attack. No special investment with an Ice Beam, still Oko's a Landorus, but we put 4 in because the EVs fell that way. And we do have the magic bounce on this thing. We don't have defog this week, but we do have the magic bounce to get up if we want to. The reason I don't think he's going to be the Coffee Grigus is because of this exact Pokemon right here. And I can always come in and Pursuit Trap it, which does change my ability, but that isn't a big deal. And the Stone Edge can do a ton of damage to Charizard. I thought about running Swords Dance on this thing this week instead of the Pursuit, but I couldn't really justify it. Speaking of which, justified. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the battle tomorrow. This is going to be a crazy one. If I lose, I lose. It is what it is, but I really do want to beat Hef, and if I can win this battle, I do lock up a spot in the playoffs. So thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.